Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here. Thank you for checking out this video. And this is officially the start of week 2 of my Marksman Hunter gearing and progression journey here in the 3rd season of The War Within. We just got a ton of information on Midnight, which I'm sure I'll cover at some point in a future video, but for now, we have to open our vault, which was our first Mythic Track optioned vault of the season. Last night, I did manage to get in a 10 last minute, so I have one Myth Track item from Mythic Plus, and then I have 5 other choices that will be Hero Track. So hopefully we will get something good out of one of those. I'm really hoping we'll see a weapon. Maybe I'll call that shot week 1, I guess technically week 2, but week 1 vault to get that Mythic Track weapon that we would use for the rest of the season. Otherwise, I'm most likely making a Myth Track gun with crafting before raid starts. So hype is real right now. The pre-orders and stuff for the latest expansion or the next expansion have already been out. So that guy's name is Goatley. That's a pretty awesome name. Greeley definitely approves. But all right, let's just open it. I hope you guys have a really great week this week. I hope you guys get something really cool out of your vault. And as customary on my channel, I will be blocking these. So let's start off with raid. So I didn't get much progress in raid. So tier gloves with avoidance, of course. And then tier shoulders. Good champion piece, but not really what we're after. Let's look down below first. So we have some wrists. So hero track wrists from Delves, and then we have, what's this here? Essence Hunter's Eyeglass. It's a trinket. And then we have, looks like some shoulders that'll be hero track that we could turn into tier. And I do have one charge for my catalyst. So first up from Mythic Plus, we have a chest piece, hero track, which could turn into tier. So far, this would be my pick. Next, we have Whispers of Koresh. It's a pretty okay trinket or ring. It does not have any crit on it though, and we really want to get those crit rings. So right now, it is the chest piece. Let's see what we get from this last option. You guys have already seen it. Here we go. All right. We have our first Mythic Track tier piece. So this is officially going to be my pick. Will be this Myth Track chest. Pretty awesome if I do say so myself. I will be picking this up and turning it into tier with my catalyst charge, and then I will get another catalyst charge later on this week from getting 2k, since I'm at around 1600 with 2 dungeons left on the board to even run for this season. So this will be my pick. So it looks like I have a gun to craft here. Actually, I have to kind of get the other part of the spark first, so maybe I won't have it for raid. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'm going to go ahead and pick this, and then I'll throw it over to Future Me, and we'll just see how the week went. And just like that, it's the end of week 2. So, how do we do? Well, I guess first off, it was a really great week, and for the amount of time I had to spend playing WoW, I made a ton of progress with that time, so it's always a great thing. But if you guys have probably noticed, I haven't been posting nearly as much over these last couple of weeks, and I probably won't post a lot this week, or maybe even next week, and I missed all of my streams, and I haven't even streamed Raid because of work. So I work at a college bookstore, and I am I'm the manager of the store, and I pretty much am a one-man show, which means my time is just completely dedicated to work over these last 2 weeks and this weekend next week. So because of that, I haven't really been posting a lot. I do apologize, but that's just kind of how it works in the line of business that I do business. So is what it is, but I'll be excited to get back to it. I'll have a bunch of videos including ky'veza, Mythic Plus, Delves, raid kills, and then some odds and ends videos I've kind of got planned, and then also going back to the Mage Tower for 11.2 if you guys want to give it a try for the very first time. And then of course we've got the hype train going for Midnight, as I kind of alluded to on the first half of this video, and I am actually recording this, technically speaking, Tuesday night, so this isn't week 2 anymore, but well, for all intents and purposes, it kind of is. So anyway, let's go ahead and look and see how this week went. So, Mythic Plus, I got up to 2329, so it was a big jump, about a 700 points, and a large jump was because I finally got an Arakara on the board. I hadn't had one, and we had a timed 10. We'd actually tried it at an 11 before, and we were really close. We actually were really good on time, but we wiped on the second boss. Just we had some shenanigans happen. 2 ads came out. Next thing you know, it's a wipe. But my group was very kind to me, and since it was going to get me a Keystone Master, they opted to drop it to a 10, and we completed it as a 10. So we have, I think, technically speaking, we've had 3 portal runs so far, with just missing the Operation Floodgate timer. So we've got some other keys, like particularly Tazavesh, to start working on, and we'll maybe even try hard mode in a couple of weeks. And see how that goes. But this does mean, I guess I keep forgetting, it's week 3, so I can't actually see what's in the vault yet. But I do have 2 Myth Track options for Mythic Plus. I did manage to do 4 Mythic Plus keys at 10 or higher. And then I have Hero Track across the board on the bottom, and then I have 1 Hero Track item from Raid, and then the rest will just be normal. My goal is to be picking something from that Mythic Track section. That way we can continue to boost our item level and pray that it's a weapon. Because I opted to not craft my weapon like I said I was going to. And the main reason was because it's just a 10 item level difference, which it is substantial, but going from a 681 to a 710 was already big enough, and the stats that I want on this is actually perfect. So I opted to just roll the bones, and hopefully I get a weapon from my vault, and that's kind of what I'm banking on right now. I did use one of my crafting sparks to up my glyph etched gauntlets up to 720. So this is a BIS item. I'm never going to replace this until midnight. So I figured, what the heck, why not? That's a nice increase to my item level. And I still have 1 spark to spend. It'll probably be going right on my wrist, but I didn't have time to actually put it together this week. So I opted to not run with it right now. Not a big deal since it is a risk after all, and the item level does not increase the potency of your embellishments, at least not with Dawnthread lining. And then I did pick up this trinket, the Screams of Forgotten Sky. I got it a couple weeks back from my time walking box. I've been using it. It's been working pretty well. It's doing about 2 to 3% of my damage overall. Not too bad. Why not? And it's something I don't have to worry about macroing or making sure it's lining up with my cooldowns, anything like that. My Reshii wrap is rank 5, so that's up to 720 item level. And that's kind of it for my upgrades. I guess, of course, I did pick that Myth Track item, which was my vault or my chest. I used a catalyst charge and turned that into tier. So I have 2 set, and 2 set was a big increase to my damage this last week. So if you can at least get 2 set, particularly on Dark Ranger, it lowers the cooldown of your true shot pretty significantly by a 1/4. And then if you're running with the talent calling the shots, you hit by half, and that's really, really strong right now. It just depends on what kind of where your crit is setting at, and then kind of how you're using those true shots. If you're just ripping them or waiting for priority targets, you know, that sort of thing. Either way, I think the builds will work really well. I've opted to continue to run with Unerring Vision for now, but I did try calling the shots 1 minute cooldown in some Mythic Plus this last week, and it did pretty well as well, but they were in a little bit lower keys that I don't know how well it would do in a higher level key, at least right now with my item level. So at the end of week 2, 694 item level, still not too bad. I think I'm one of the lowest in my guild, but we're still really pumping out the damage, and it just goes to show you that even with the significant nerfs Marksman got at the end of the PTR cycle, we're still in a really great position to do a ton of damage and have a lot of fun along the way. And I'm sure you've been seeing the meta builds have kind of changed for Dark Ranger, which I will update over in my my guide, where you're adding that precision detonation, magnetic gunpowder, and shrapnel shot to your single target build. So that's kind of something that would typically be only in Sentinel, but I'd actually been trying this build at the very beginning of PTR, and I had videos of it on my channel. I'm glad to see that it actually came around, and I wasn't as crazy as I thought it was, because it's a fun interaction. It allows you to get those free aim shots that, you know, cost no focus, are free, and instant cast. They really drive the ship with that trifecta, but then it also gives you chances to fish for those black arrow procs, and that's really what the catalyst is right now for the way you would build that as either Sentinel or specifically for a Dark Ranger marksman hunter. So that's just what I've done this week. Not a ton of time playing. We did manage to go 8 of 8 normal, and my guild is 3 of 8 heroic. I am not. I'm still 2 of 8 heroic. Still make some great progress with that IO score above 2300. I would expect to get Keystone Hero this coming week, particularly with both Rend and Tipsy back in the fray, ready to do some keys, and we'll start to probably do our push this coming week. And then we have a half spark, so don't really get a boost there, and we get another catalyst charge this coming week. So that means we'll have 4 set for sure. And regardless of what happens I get on my vault, which I'm going to open up here in a few minutes, I think we'll have 4 set pretty easily. I have at least 1 hero track item in my bags ready to turn into tier. And then since I did get Keystone Master, I did get that extra charge. So that will be my 3rd charge out of possible 3. That way we'll be able to get our tier set bonuses. 4 set is huge for us for both Dark Ranger and Sentinel, and I'm excited to finally get it on my character. But that's it for me. I hope you guys have a wonderful week this week. Best of luck in your vault. I hope you get something that's useful. It doesn't have to be that BIS item, right? It's as long as it's something useful, that's what matters. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.